Hi guys, in this video we're going to talk about calculating impulse. We're just going to do the first little bit here. And so at the end of lesson 5 you're going to understand how to do some calculations with impulse. We've already learned about what impulse is, but now we're going to do some calculations with it. Should be pretty easy. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to review some letters that we already know and introduce a couple of new ones. In fact, the only new one is the one for impulse, which, to be honest, it should make a little bit of sense because it's impulse. It's an I, okay? Now, impulse depends on force, which is an F, and the change in time, which is that little triangle, and T. And since force is measured in newtons and time is measured in seconds, then it shouldn't be too surprising that impulse is Newton seconds, which is an N with an S written next to it. Okay. Now it also changes momentum. Okay. So momentum is going to be one that we need to remember. And remember, momentum, momentum. It starts with a P, or it doesn't actually start with a P, but we use a P to represent it. Okay. And momentum depends on mass, which is an M, and velocity, which is V. And so mass is kilograms, velocity is meters per second. And so when you put those together, you get kilogram meters per second. See, they have kind of the same flow going here. But impulse is like the change in momentum. It changes momentum. So we're going to talk about an initial momentum and a final momentum, those little subscripts I and F, like we've used for initial and final velocity, initial and final position. So those aren't new. And they're measured in the same units as the other speed. Or I'm sorry, as the other momentum, kilogram meters per second and kilogram meters per second. So that shouldn't be anything new. But those are the things that you should see there, okay?